Hey, welcome to the Musicians Talk Show. This is episode number 20. We're going to talk about that milestone in a second. But first, today's podcast is brought to you by Bandzoogle. Bandzoogle makes it easy to build a stunning website for your music in minutes. Choose from hundreds of mobile-friendly themes, then customize your design and content in just a few clicks with their super easy visual editor. Even your drummer could do it, right, Matt?
I've heard them. I heard they can do it.
All the features you need for a professional website are already built in, including tools to sell your music and merch commission-free. Yeah, they don't take a thing from you. Mailing list tools to grow your fan list and send newsletters. Integrations to pull in content from all your online services. That's your socials, SoundCloud, whatever you need. And live support from their musician-friendly team 7 days a week. Everybody here is a musician or married to a musician or in the industry in some way. Here's the best part. Bandzoogle plans start at just $8.29 a month and include your free custom domain name in that price. So go to bandzoogle.com to try it free for 30 days. Be sure to use the promo code TMTS to get 15% off the first year of your subscription. That's promo code TMTS. Bandzoogle, websites built for musicians, by musicians. Put a Z in websites there. Websites.
Websites.
How's it going, Matt?
Going good, dude. How are you?
Episode 20, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome. We have a special guest co-host with us today. I'm going to let Matt introduce him. He's one of Matt's friends.
Yes, my friend Mark here is an excellent drummer. Has taught me a lot about being in bands and being in music. Yeah, definitely. Don't look at me like that.
I taught you?
Definitely.
Okay.
We've learned together. We'll say
It's funny
that.
Matt says that when we're on air. He was just telling me how bad of a drummer you were.
Right. That's what I always say about him. That's just the
That's
normal.
my problem. I think I am bad.
No way. His guy's
Terrible.
awesome. So I wrote a lot of original music, and we found Mark. He actually lived right down the street from us, and came over and just hit it off. It was
That was
awesome.
so convenient.
It was, and it's hard
Like
to...
meant to be.
Yeah.
It's crazy how geography can bring people together. like that.
Exactly.
Like,
Geography.
it just happens, you know?
Yeah, totally.
One of my first drummers lived right down the street from me. He was a couple years behind me. I would have been like a sophomore. He was in like 8th grade or something.
Right.
So-
So that's how you get, yeah.
That's how we got in the band. He was just lived right there.
Yeah. So
there
we
was
learned-
no other prerequisite or anything.
Right. Mark's been in more bands than I have, so he knew a lot more than I did, so he
Well,
taught
you
me
get this
more.
old, you'll be in a lot more too, I'm sure.
That's the way it goes. So, yeah. Anyways, Mark, glad to have you on. This is going to be fun.
I'm glad to be
We're
here,
just
Matt,
chilling,
and
man.
I am so stoked that I am here.
Yeah,
and
it's awesome,
to be
dude.
honest with you, that experience and time we shared together
Yeah, man.
with that music,
Totally,
it's
man.
like one of the highlights of my life.
Totally, dude.
Truly.
We played some cool shows.
Truly.
We got out there, and it was fun.
So when was this? When would this have
last
been?
year?
Last year.
Yeah,
That
mostly.
recently.
Yeah.
It was a
Then I'm-
heartbreaking experience on my side but
Well, yeah.
reality is reality. This guy is going somewhere.
Well,
and
I moved. I literally went somewhere. I moved to Charlotte, so now that convenience factor is not really there anymore.
Well,
And,
have we talked about the Nashville thing on the show?
yeah, we
Matt,
have.
is that something you would be
mentioned
willing
it.
to talk about?
Sure, absolutely.
Did Mark come into the picture after that happened?
Before that happened, I was actually moving to Nashville, and so we kind of ended things. And then when I didn't go to Nashville, we got back together, rehearsed for another month or so, and played in a show.
I gotcha.
Maybe actually 2 shows, didn't we?
I was trying to get the
yeah,
timeline.
yeah,
Two
just
shows.
on the same day.
Yeah. So after I didn't go to Nashville, I was back. So I was like, all right, let's play some music again. And we did some shows and stuff like that. But then I moved
Nice.
to Charlotte. I had the opportunity to move down here, join the LA Maybe.
Nice. You live in Charlotte? Yeah,
dude, I love it.
Matt's in my
Project.
dictatorship.
As
now.
modest as Matt is, he realized this is what he was born to do.
Yeah. Well.
And he made that decision. I need to go where it's happening, and I'm so glad that he's chosen that path.
Thanks.
Yeah, I
dude.
love being around Matt
appreciate
because
it.
everybody that meets Matt is like, I fucking love Matt. So
That's awesome, guys. Thanks for
I
that.
like to keep him around.
Hey,
Let's get it-
I get to say I jammed with you, so that's bragging rights right
There
there.
you go.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Anyways.
Nice. So, what was up on the agenda to talk about today?
Well, there's stuff going on with GNR. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, always.
Always. I mean, that's a good way to start. We can just get talking.
I wanted to talk about this, but also expand it into maybe a bigger topic, which is interesting ways to promote your stuff and interesting ways to monetize your stuff.
Yeah.
GN Air. Unfortunately, I don't think we know very much about it, right?
Yeah, just a couple like social media stuff, right? Like, there's not a lot.
Just
There
some
hasn't been
teaser
a
stuff.
statement
Yeah,
out
it
or
seems
anything.
like what it seems like is they're starting an airline that anyone can fly on.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I just thought they were just had their own plane and they're just naming it GN
Well, they've
Air.
always had their plane. I think they're trying to like.
Get into the airline
There's a
business.
website for it now. Like, why would there be a website for just their plane for no reason?
People are using planes now to fly?
Guns N' Roses, yeah, they definitely are. I saw Avenged Sevenfold on their social media posted. They were at the
I saw
same
that, yep.
airport and they saw the GNR.
Air 7X
Right,
was
right.
the top
Air
comment.
7X.
Air 7X
That's a
was
good
the
one,
comment.
dude.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was what should we call ours? And the top comment was Air
Air
7X.
7X is great.
But I mean,
So yeah, I
what
don't know.
other speculation do you have? What else could that possibly be besides some sort of?
Just maybe a statement on how fucking awesome and rich they are now. Maybe
That
that's
doesn't
what
make
it
any
is.
sense though.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's getting people talking about GNR. You know what I mean?
As
Like,
if they
what-
need any more of that right now. But
right, but
I mean,
I don't know, yeah.
GNAir.com. What is that? Why? Like, why would
what do you
that?
think? What are your thoughts
I
on
think
it?
they're-
Speculated?
Gonna sell tickets on their plane or something, and somehow have.
And is this going to be like some kind of
Something, I
tied
don't
into
know.
the music to the band only,
have
or is
no
it going
idea.
to be
Can you explain to me what GNR is?
Guns N' Roses.
God dang! I was coming up with all these other things because there's letters, you know.
Well, in this podcast, that's like our number one band we talk about all the time. You
It's
know,
not even
you know
so
me.
much-
That's my favorite band.
Yeah,
Thanks for enlightening me
You're
before we got
welcome.
here.
definitely
all
my
right.
favorite band. Oh, I was listening to Bill Burr's podcast. He was at the GNR show in Paris. I guess he knows someone because he was sitting side stage and they gave him in-ear monitors to hear the band's mix.
That's
So
cool.
he heard the band mix, and he said in between songs he could hear Axl cracking jokes about like stuff he saw in the crowd and like all
Nice.
sorts of hilarious
Talkbacks.
stuff.
Yeah, the
I
talkback
love
mix.
that. Yeah,
That's so
because they
cool.
cut the mics in between the songs, so
Right.
you can't just hear
Right, right.
random shit. But
They have the whole thing
That
set up,
sucks.
yeah.
yeah,
That's so cool though, man. Imagine how awesome
that
that'd be
would've been
sitting
amazing.
side stage.
I was so jealous. I was just fuming listening to it.
Oh wait, so he's what? What do you mean listening to it? Like he was doing it live or just talking about
No,
it?
he was just talking about
Okay,
going.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he was like doing it like live there. I was just pissed off watching him there.
You wouldn't have even heard anything.
Yeah, right.
How
How about what else is on the list here? Guitar painting. Mark painted my Les Paul that I built. He did a fucking awesome
You
job.
did an awesome job with that
Wow.
guitar.
He fucking
it
topped
was a
it for me. I
nice
couldn't-
palette.
So that's the red one?
That's the red one hanging on the wall
Okay.
right there. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
So
a
tell
nice
us about that
palette.
project, Matt, because I don't know if we've ever really talked
Oh yeah,
about
maybe we haven't. All right, so I decided one day that I was going to build a guitar. It started with one guitar is what I was going to do, and I thought that was going to be easy. I thought it was going to be like a month project or something. Then I upped the ante and I decided I was going to make 3 guitars. So I ordered all the wood. I had all the materials. Like I saved up like some money or whatever, a couple paychecks, and spent like $600 on just raw materials. Then I had it all, and I was like, all right, well now I got to do it. And it took me forever to get them done. But I worked at a CNC shop that let me work there after hours, and I go in there and cut them all out. So I drew them up, modeled them on SolidWorks, programmed the CNC to cut them out, cut them all out, then put them together. And the hardest part for me about doing any of that is
I was about to
painting. That's
Well, what was the hardest part about making them?
learning. I learned a lot about a guitar. Like there's so many little things that make them like a good guitar versus something cheap. You know, what I
Do's
mean?
and don'ts.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Did you have a Les Paul that you were just measuring and stuff?
No, I've never owned an actual Les Paul actually. So
It looks like
I
one.
bought that. I bought the plans for a '59 Les
Oh,
Paul, and
nice.
I literally measured it all out. It came in a 1-to-1 scale print, and they even had the profile, like a sliced cutaway view, so you could see the profile of the curve on the
Mm-hmm. It was
top.
a 1-to-1 scale
and
print.
1-to-1 scale
Okay, so it
print.
was the size of the guitar.
Yeah, and I laid it out on my kitchen table and took measurements and put
Did you
them
just
into.
have a big old block of wood? And you said that
No,
guitar
well-
was
well, I
one
started-
block of wood, or was it?
It's 2.
Okay.
You get the neck piece and then the body
Right.
piece. Then it has a maple cap on it, so that's just.
It's a lot of artwork.
But I
went
ended up
into
building
this.
2 Les Pauls and an
Sure.
Explorer. So
And you made them all, and you gave some away, right?
I gave them all away. I'm not selling them. That's for sure. It's too much. I don't know. It's too much work to even. I don't want to put a price on it. You know, I don't want to like. So
You gave that red and black tiger looking body away?
that one mine. That one's mine. I kept that one. The other 2 I gave away.
Oops.
Here.
At least it wasn't milk. Oh, it's just ice.
Well, if you need any, let's get this open. Anyways, yeah, so I built guitars, found out what a pain in the ass that is, and I'm glad I don't have to do that all the time. I don't know if I'd want to keep doing it. It's a lot of
Have-
work.
have
But
to work on
Mark,
deadlines and
when
stuff.
Mark painted that thing for me, that really put it over the edge. And that's the hardest part for me to do because that's outside my skill range as far as,
Yeah.
what I
You
have
probably just
experience
needed
with.
the tools to do it, but
Maybe,
I'm
but,
glad I
but-
had part to do with that.
Hey, man, that's so
I got
cool.
more bragging rights
yeah,
on me.
Yeah, so then I buffed it all out. and
Did you
just-
have creative freedom there, Mark, or did Matt
Actually,
have some ideas?
all the design is totally Matt's. All I
Right.
did was put the finish on.
Right,
And
we talked about it.
He dialed that in as well.
Right, right. I did
you
all
went
the
from nice
staining.
to perfect.
I did all the staining and stuff like that, but just needed a nice thick clear coat and stuff like that. And I taped it all off so that we knew where, like, because the back of it's black, and he did that for me.
Mhm.
And I did the black, didn't I?
You did all the colors.
And then we sealed it with the
all I
thick
did was
clear coat.
put
That-
that clear on for
Yeah.
you, and
But it's-
knowing people and having those branches
yeah,
and friends, that's what life's all about. And I
Right,
was
totally,
glad to be part of that too.
dude. And I'm glad that you're part. I'm glad that you're part of it, and I'm glad that you were part of it.
So
How
walk,
about that?
walk us
All
through the
that.
process of. Can you walk us through the process of painting a guitar, start to finish?
Yeah.
Well, technically, and actually, Matt did all his colors on that.
Right. So, okay, I'll explain the color part real quick. First of all, I stained it, then I sealed it. So you seal the wood with the wood sealer. And then once you capture the stain in there exactly how you want it. And then you have to put the clear coat on that you're going to try and get a perfect, smooth, glossy finish. So that way, first of all, it saves you time sanding. You don't have to sand very much. And you buff it to a nice polished sheen.
A brilliant, perfect finish.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you
Like a
you
car.
did.
Like a car, dude. Like, that's really what it is. I mean, Mark paints cars
Piece
for a
of
living.
jewelry.
Yeah, the people that painted my white Strat they paint cars.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the guys you want to talk to about painting guitars.
Mhm.
There's some do's and don'ts in that too, because you can't bake. You know,
Yeah.
a car you can bake.
That's what we should talk about.
It's metal.
Before I had Mark paint my guitar, I took it to somebody else, and they assured me that they could do it. They've painted tons of guitars before, blah, 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 right? He paints it, puts it in the oven, and what happens when you put a guitar in the oven, Mark?
Wood is porous,
Yeah.
and it's going to breathe, so it's going to
Got
make
air trapped in
bubbles,
it, right.
and that's a don't.
Yeah, so
Do
when
not
the
do
air
that.
Was
trapped
that
in it
guitar there?
expands, well, that guitar did not go through that treatment. One of the first ones I did.
Okay.
Um,
Were you able to salvage that?
Yeah, I had to sand it all back down
Oh,
and
you
start
had
it
to start
over,
over,
and I had to re-stain it, redo everything. So it's a tough thing. You don't want to mess up. You know, it's a lot of work. So I had to pull it away. He assured me he could fix it, and I had to be like, nah, dude, I don't think so.
It was
Like,
good
yeah,
intentions, but that you can't do that with anything porous
So
like
the
that.
air expands inside the wood and pushes out, purges out, and then it makes bubbles in your paint. So,
As the clear is curing,
Right,
and
right.
it just seizes the.
but
Does it mess with the wood at all, though?
I don't think like in a long-term
could.
situation at all. If you overbaked it, maybe it could. I think though I've lost my train of thought there. What were we talking about?
Oven baking.
Oh, they bake it because it speeds it up. It speeds up the process on
process.
metal.
It cures.
There's no problem with heating up metal to dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Faster, but the wood has air in it, so that's the. Anyways,
Okay. How many have you painted at this point?
so
You
I
do a lot of
painted
your own
one
stuff.
myself with
Okay.
a rattle can, and it turned out alright. I used nitrocellulose guitar paint in a rattle can. And that was all right. It's not the preferred method to do it. It's a lot of work. It's hard to get a good finish. Then I had that other one painted. It blew up on me or whatever, and then that's when I met Mark basically, and I was finishing the other two, and he finished them both.
You
for
want
me.
to come to a professional.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's funny because I restored an old pair of canoe paddles,
Oh yeah.
and it was oak and mahogany, and it was so old and warped, had like
Yeah.
holes and whatnot,
Had
but I didn't
character,
want to
yeah.
get rid of the holes, and I pretty much did the same thing, but it took several coats,
To thicken it up and get
picking it up, sand the imperfections out, re-clear it
Yeah.
again. It's about patience and doing
Sure.
all the
it.
procedures
Yeah, sure.
to make it just right.
Have I seen that paddle? I can't remember if I.
It's got my
Is it by the
brother
bar?
did those crossbars with the Jolly Roger
yeah,
on it.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized that story. I just couldn't remember if I saw it.
Same thing though. The wood.
That's
You
awesome.
can't bake
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta do wood differently than metal. It's not the same.
for sure.
So, who are some of your favorite bands, Mark?
Oh, I go back to Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, and Iron Maiden. I
Yeah.
gotta say that's my all-time favorite is Iron Maiden.
Yeah, dude, they're killer.
You know, two lead guitarists working together and doing harmony leads. It's like having a couple vocalists up there singing
Right,
harmonies. To me, that's my favorite.
They
Iron
did
Maiden
an awesome job at
just
that
kills
harmony
it,
guitar
man.
work, man. What they do is incredible. Even their newest album. Have you heard that new album?
No, I have
Dude, you should
not.
check it out. It's cool. It's fucking
I
cool.
had
Book
a bunch of
Souls? Is that
CDs
what it-
in a
Book
car. What was it
called? Book of Souls,
I
yeah.
think it's Book of Souls, yeah.
Somebody stole all my CDs. I haven't bought anything since then, man.
Well,
I
it's
was
all
just
streaming
tore up.
now anyways.
Yeah,
Everything's
well,
about
it's old. Hey, you know,
Listen,
I'm a caveman.
I buy records still, so.
There you go.
But the
Hey, speaking
convenience of
records,
streaming is.
We got to talk about that Jack White video you sent over.
Yeah, that was cool, right?
Yeah. Tell me more about that for the listeners. Give us a quick.
Okay, so
quick
it was
summary.
Adam Savage from MythBusters. He has a lot of YouTube content now. I've stumbled upon a friend of mine showed me it, and one of them was when he went to
Third Man Records.
Third Man
is that what
Records,
it's
and
called?
where are they at again? Minneapolis? Is that what it
I
is?
think they're in Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, so and they press their own records there, and he goes there and he like does his little song, and it's not whatever, it's a little ukulele playing song kind of thing, and then they record them and they show him the whole process of making record, like how to make a record and stuff. It was cool, and it's awesome that to see a new record company, a new person.
So
trying
they're an
to
actual
Jack
record
White.
company that has a roster of artists, but they also have in-house printing.
Yeah, exactly. They do their
Vinyl.
own
They
vinyl.
don't print anything else, I assume.
I can't remember if they said they did anything else. I don't know. I would think there would be a lot more equipment involved if they were going to do CDs and tapes and stuff too, right? Or whatever. They're not doing tapes.
I'm wondering
but-
if vinyl is worth the expense of getting it pressed. You know, you spend a huge amount of money to get a certain amount pressed, and you're marketing that to a very, very small amount of people.
Yeah. They do it cool though with the plastic injection molds now. I don't think did they used to do that before?
I'm
Was
not
it-
sure.
Yeah, I can't really.
I'm not the vinyl expert
Yeah,
for sure.
me either. But that was an awesome little video. If anybody wants to go check that out, you should. Mark,
Adam
have
Savage,
you
Third Man Records.
no, probably never seen it. Okay. Just wondering.
No.
But it was a cool process. They just walk you right through the whole line of the process. It was neat.
So how do you like your new venture?
Yeah, this is cool, man. I like it. We're sitting in my
seem very
rehearsal
happy.
studio.
We're sitting
at the-
in Matt's rehearsal studio at the Playroom.
Yeah.
Shout out Eddie Z, episode 7 again.
yeah. So yeah, I
We've
love
done
it.
some good episodes in this room, actually.
Yeah,
we did Harry My Reed
Yep.
last week or a
Yeah.
couple weeks
Awesome.
ago in this episode.
Yeah. So I love it, dude. I moved to Charlotte in January, I think it was, and I live 5 minutes down the road from here, and I can get to my practice space. You know what I mean? I live in a small apartment, so you can't play guitar.
Having a second home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I'm here more than I am there. I sleep there.
This is awesome to know somebody inside.
Yeah.
And we can ask you, well, how do we get to here? And you go,
Right.
the hell with telling you, I'll show you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's
and
pretty cool.
And I tell people about this place all the time. I'm always like, you know, because I know what it's like, the struggles of trying to find a place to play. Like, I've played at tons of houses. Like, you know, we know. You've
Well, that's
done the
where
same.
it
I know,
starts,
exactly.
man. That's a perfect place to
But
start.
when you get to a level like this, man, it's taking it to the next level, man. You have a
Oh, yeah.
dedicated space to doing what you
For
want to
sure.
do, right? So
It makes everything so much more productive.
Yeah.
I think a big part of it is having a middle ground.
yeah,
It's not
definitely.
practicing at someone's
It's
home
not somebody
where-
else's.
Where somebody
house.
feels like, you know, they can take a break and make a sandwich. Like,
Yeah.
is this a serious place of work? you
Right.
know?
There is no taking a break.
well, you
take-
just
make
put a
sandwiches.
refrigerator in here and put some cold cuts in it, and you can do that here too.
There you go.
Right. But the point being is that it's not somebody else's domain that somebody
Nobody
ultimately
feels
can
like-
say, that's
yeah.
it, you're out of here, or something
Yeah.
like that. There's,
Right.
It's just a mutual place.
Right.
I've never done that.
I've
Never
being
kicked
the drummer,
anybody out?
All the rehearsals were at your house.
Well,
Sometimes,
no,
yeah, for
no.
a while
Matt had
there
a
were.
good setup at his place too.
Right.
That's right. Matt's the exception, though.
Nothing
Most
lasts
drummers, most drummers are going to have the
Yeah,
rehearsal
it
space.
is the way, because if they figured out how to play drums all the time, then they got to have a place to do it. So.
Well, the ultimate instrument would be to play the harmonica. You just put it in your
Just
pocket.
put it in your
and-
pocket, walk
There you
in,
go.
man. If you're
Your
looking
level
for
is
the
also
convenience factor,
Yep.
harmonica.
Unless they come up with the inflatable drum set or whatever, you know.
Although really to play harmonica,
won't
you got to
sound very
get the book of them because they're all in different
There
keys.
is a lot of them,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
And then you got to know which one to pick.
Yeah, but you just bring the one that you need for the gig, right?
No.
It's just the one.
You're going to bring the D harmonica and they're going to be playing in B flat. And you're going to be in some trouble.
Let me tune this harmonica real quick. How do you tune
Like any
them?
band with a harmonica plays in B flat.
Yeah, right.
No.
I have a few harmonicas laying around here. I've blown into a few times. Leave them away, get them dust. They
You
get
might wanna
dusty. You
rephrase
never
that,
fucking
I
use
think.
it.
You smell
I
like
have
Jack Daniels or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. They smell like
or something else.
they smell like the night you the last played them. So whatever it
There you go.
was.
Yeah, there you go. So what is how is the record going? What's the process there?
Oh, it's good.
Do we have a name for the band yet?
I think so, man. I think so. I guess
Really?
we're gonna come out with it right here.
Oh,
Let's
you
do
come
it.
out with it.
All right. So
Let's
then I
hear
guess if we do this is what it's gonna be.
Well, no, you could change it, but this would be a good spot to come out with it.
All right, so here we go. All right, so I bought this 1971 Cadillac hearse from a friend of mine, and it's awesome band vehicle. Looks cool. It's got big chrome wheels on it, 20-inch wheels on it, and well, maybe not 20s, but they're big. Anyways, it says on the side of it, "Preppin', bury 'em," and what it is prep and bury them, like a phonetical thing. Think about how it sounds.
I'm dying to go for a ride.
So
in
it's
that.
like a hearse theme or whatever, and I think I'm just gonna go with prep and bury 'em. It's unused. I looked it up online, dude. Nobody's fucking got it.
No,
So I'm like, that's
unique,
awesome.
for sure.
So now I gotta go secure everything so that way nobody else takes it.
There you go.
Because we're on a podcast.
Prep and barium.
Yeah.
How is that going to be spelled?
PREPPEN BARIUM.
Preppin,
Barium.
prepum, or preppin?
Preppin with an
Barium.
E. Yeah.
Got it.
So prep and barium.
And
Guns
barium
N'
is one of-
Roses.
is an element, right, on the table.
Yeah, well,
think it
yeah.
might be.
So it's spelled like that. It is. But yeah, it's just a phonetical thing, just trying to
Yeah.
get it to sound the
Prep
way
and
I want.
barium.
But it came on that hearse, so
Nice.
and it's a friend of mine's hearse that sold it to me, and he came up with it. So homage to him. Shout out to Randy.
Randy. There you
Yeah. So he named my band essentially.
go. Nice.
Yeah.
All
So
the
anyways,
best, all the best band names come around like somehow.
yeah,
like that,
that's
you know?
why I've let it happen. That's anything you come up with. I always am negative, like kind of like my own ideas. I gotta like really put it through the
Yeah.
gauntlet and like really like be like, nah, I don't know, that's not gonna work.
Something I've found with names, I've come up with a few what I think are pretty good names
Yeah.
over the years, and it always it always comes down to picking a name and then not overthinking it.
Right.
Because if it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Because
it really
if you
doesn't.
shove it down people's throat long enough, all of a sudden it makes sense.
It does, yeah. It's like
I
a
named,
lot of bands. You
my
look
old
at the
band,
names.
Osara.
Yeah.
I came up with that name.
And that's not a-
Well, actually, it was Osara when I came up with it. My
Oh,
buddy was
okay.
like, "Oh, you should make it Osara," so we changed it there. But
That's cool.
everyone in the band was like, "What is that? That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to do that."
Right.
And I was just like, "Just trust
It's
me."
his
And
own thing.
They're still Osara
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah, there you
They're
go.
still playing shows.
That's
They're-
a funny note.
They're opening for Enough's Enough and who was
Enough's enough, right?
right?
Yeah.
And that was the middle band. There was
Yeah.
another band that's bigger than
Oh,
them
okay.
that they were playing
Sweet.
with. I can't remember who it was.
They
There's a
opened for
band in
Crowbot, dude. I
Statesville
saw him.
called It Doesn't
I saw him
Matter.
at the
Yep.
what's the one right there in South Carolina? I can't-
Music Farm.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you saw
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And that is also Bullet Boys. That's who it was.
Oh, cool.
But they're also there. You go, right here.
That's some good
Here's
music
show Matt
too.
poster.
Bullet Boys.
Nice. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
I'm
actually in
sorry.
the process.
Getting out there.
I was in the band. I started the band, and I was in it until January 2015, in which I left and was
Okay.
and replaced by someone else. I left because I wanted to, not
Right,
because
right.
of any other reason. But they're still going strong, and obviously still have a great relationship. I'm recording the vocals for their
Yeah.
album right now,
Yeah.
and we're almost done with that, so that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, that's
So,
gonna be awesome. Colton
Yeah.
can sing his ass off, dude.
yeah. Colton's a good singer.
Yeah.
Hey Dallas, I just met you,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been in bands and probably another one. What do you do in the band? What do you play?
I'm a guitar player.
Oh, I can't believe we didn't talk about that. Yeah, he's a guitar player.
And it was a good question. Mary just asked me, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, and he
I don't know.
yeah, he's I would say the main writer in LA Maybe, you know, as far as the music goes. I
Yeah.
mean, it's his
The music at least comes from my
Yeah,
mind.
it's like his
Okay, I
inspiration.
remember that
Right.
connection there because I
Right.
remember you telling me
Exactly.
about
So
that.
so that's how I got involved in that. But
Awesome.
yeah. After we
do-
met at the Steel Panther concert.
That's coming along good.
Yeah,
by the
it
way.
is. That's cool. I can't wait to do
It's a
more.
long process to write an album like that, and what makes it long is sometimes you go through phases where you get a lot done, and sometimes you go through phases where nothing's coming out.
Exactly. Well, that's just
So-
a part of it, man. You can't force it.
Yeah,
So you're
it's
just
gotta
doing
kinda-
it, chipping it
gotta
away.
kinda happen. Yep.
It's cool. I want to do vocals, man. I can't wait to get in there and do some backing vocals.
Yeah, we got a lot. I got a
gonna be
lot
fun.
for you to do.
Cool. Do you?
I have a lot of places to put you.
Cool. Well, let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm excited
fun.
about that. So we got projects everywhere.
Projects
that's what I'm-
everywhere.
That's what I'm most happy about. When you asked before, like, how do I like all this? The best thing is just being right in the middle of anything I want to do. Like, literally, this is everything's
you can
right
start
here.
something right now, and
Yeah, that's
I
where
could,
you need
exactly.
to put
I can go find a drummer down the hall.
Yep.
And I can fucking talk.
call yourself
Anybody I want
call
to do
yourselves
whatever.
the Playroom Boys.
Right. I wouldn't do that because I'm already way too busy doing the shit that I'm doing. But yes, I could.
But you could.
I have
well,
the
see if
freedom.
it all falls apart
I have
for,
the
for
freedom.
one reason or another, you can just pick right back up.
That's right. I don't have
Yeah.
to feel pressured about anything, any certain situation.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
really helpful because then I just do what I want, and that's the way I want to do it.
I was gonna say something that's underrated. By the way, this is changing the subject a little bit.
Okay.
Learning songs note for note.
Yes.
I used to think. Well, I used to kind of just be like, okay, I got like 60% of the way. Man.
Right.
I learned the main riff. I
Yeah.
learned the main idea of the solo and improvised the fast part. You know.
Yeah.
And learning that fast part, it really opens
You're
your eyes
learning
to
a
some
lot.
cool
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Like there's stuff that you, because what you do without the knowledge of what is in that fast part that you're not slowing down to figure out. You're just using what you already know. You're not learning anything.
You're not learning anything,
Right.
yeah.
So you need to
this
dig
applies
into
to
it.
drums, guitar,
everything,
whatever.
everything.
Right, ad-libbing and just
Right.
being,
Vocals.
being yourself.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need to learn exactly
Well,
what
you can
he's
do
doing.
that. You can go
it's
that
a high
route.
anyway,
Mhm.
a
Right.
natural high or whatever you want to call
Right.
it.
But what Dallas is saying, he's learned to appreciate the actually slowing down and learning the exact part of it, and like what that
And
can
it's
do
also
for your
well
playing.
respected.
It's
too.
a respect thing. I was about to say
Right,
it's a
right.
respect thing, but also when people see it, it's a different experience than just saying like, oh, here comes the solo in the Metallica song, and oh, he played a solo, cool.
Yeah.
That was a great solo. He's a good guitar
It
player.
sounds
but if you
just
play
like
the
them.
solo,
Right.
it's
They're
like,
like,
oh,
whoa.
okay, wow,
Yeah.
this guy knows what's going on. Like,
Exactly.
and a lot of times that's what people are expecting. Iconic songs like I don't know, Sweet Child of Mine comes to mind.
Sure. You don't want
But
to.
Sweet Child of Mine is a perfect example because most of the soul is pretty easy, but there's
Yeah.
that one lick in the middle where he clicks on the wall that nobody ever bothers to
Right,
learn.
that
and
little
if you
fast
nail
run,
that,
yeah.
everyone turns and looks at you like, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
They respect
So,
it. Especially people who know what they're listening to.
Yeah.
You know, like if they know the
well, musicians at that
song
point,
really
yeah.
well. Right. Right.
You could turn on a wall pedal and play anything, and most people be like, "Cool."
Yeah. It sounds like he's playing Sweet
You
Child.
can always give him one of these
Yeah.
silent things.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
So that's I bring that up because I was learning a bunch of stuff today. So that
Yeah.
kind of
What songs you working on lately?
I was learning the Welcome to the Jungle solos and
Cool.
all the little fills he does that you don't hear for some reason.
Yeah.
I found the isolated tracks. We've talked about this.
Yep.
You hear him clear as day on there, but in the mix, for some reason, you can't really hear him. He does them in the riff. It'll be like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, there's little,
that kind of
little
stuff.
things
You
that
never
are
really
just
hear it. Yeah.
so cool, but they're
Nailed
like
it.
so so subtle. Like they're, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they don't really stand
That
out
song
that
got pretty
much, but
quick,
they're
too.
so cool. Yeah.
But the first solo especially is pretty wacky. There's a lot of interesting tritones and poly stuff going on, and
yeah,
a bunch of double stop kind of things.
yeah.
And
He's such an interesting player. I love. listening
yeah,
to this.
he uses a lot of chromatics, and I didn't start realizing that until really recently.
Yeah.
When I started really learning his stuff note for note. I would always just go to pentatonic and play slash, but he uses all these colorful
In the
flavors
between
that
notes,
are
yeah.
outside. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the blue notes for sure.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting stuff. And then Uptown Funk, the Bruno Mars song, Mark Ronson.
Cool. Yeah.
That one has some ridiculous funk guitar in it. Some
Yeah.
weird chords,
Super
some
cool
really
guitar
fast
playing in there,
right-hand
yeah.
stuff.
I love Bruno Mars. I
that's
love
a great
his
one.
sound.
Yeah, Bruno
Soulful.
Mars is awesome.
Bass
Gotta-
players though are so important. I mean, there's
Definitely.
there's one right there.
Definitely, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Especially in that song.
Bass player makes that song.
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's cool.
They don't get the
yeah.
limelight like they should. A lot of them.
Some of them don't deserve
Good
it.
ones do.
Well,
Good
yeah,
ones
you're
do.
right. You're right. But there's a
Yeah.
big difference between
I know.
the back
Yeah.
seat and one that belongs
In
right
the
where
front.
he
Totally,
needs to
dude.
be.
Bass is
Case
one of
in
those
point.
instruments. A lot of times you can get away with just being okay.
Yeah.
Well,
How about
you
how
lay
about
it
a
down.
I can
player
relate
like
to
Billy
that.
Sheehan? You make the band around him. Like
But
if you have somebody
having a really good bass player is a real game changer.
yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm not responsible for what I do, so my excuse is strong and steadfast. Being uneducated, and this is where I give so much respect to a lot of musicians, is the work and time they put into their skills
yeah.
to
Definitely.
get to the next level,
Definitely, and
to
being a
get that
musician-
song perfect, to not miss a note, to
Yeah.
be so punctual.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy,
Sometimes.
and not because I don't want to be.
Right.
But my big excuse is, with the time I'm able to personally put into music, is I just get possessed by what's going on around
Right.
me. And being a guy that flies by the seat of his pants, I've had so
Definitely.
much fun with it. And not to be...
That's what it's about,
and,
though,
And,
yeah.
and that's what it is all about.
Yeah.
And not
So
to
it's to each his own because
put
everybody
myself
does
down,
stuff
but
different. Yeah.
getting back to the respect.
Yeah.
The respect, the time that you guys put into music.
Yeah, dude.
People think it's, it's so easy. It is not easy.
Exactly. Very true.
Gene
It's
R.
very
reference
true. I mean, it's not.
It's
so,
it's the guys that stick together go somewhere together.
That's true. That's true. I mean, all it comes down to is like how much work you're putting into it. I mean, you could be, an okay musician and fall into an awesome situation. You know what I mean? And you can and that you could be exactly what that situation needs. You know what I
I
mean?
think a lot of bass players and famous
yeah,
bands are that.
definitely. I mean, they don't
You're
need
not
somebody
the
to stand
greatest
out.
bass player, but
Guess what? They
I'm
don't
in a
need it.
musician with some people that can really sing. So
Right.
I'm in
how
a
about
band that can. With
how
people
about back
that
to
really sing.
Metallica? Like a lot of people shit on Lars's drumming, but you know what? I think he's perfect for what Metallica does. Like he is. You know what I mean? There are better drummers out
Well,
there for
because he
sure.
is
But he's
what
not
Metallica does.
perfect. Yeah, he is Metallica. I mean, he's the only drummer they've ever had.
Yeah.
It's the only band he's ever been in.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
One
but
band for 30-something years. I think he's
Most
32 now.
successful is worth like $300 million.
I'm starting
I
to
think.
feel
Think
old
about that.
now.
Like-
Think about that,
It's like,
man.
I've only ever been in one band. Oh, you must be a loser.
Started a band when I was a kid.
Just yeah. Ride this train all the way home.
Dude, think about that. James was in another band before. He talked about
Really?
it. But those two were the original members of Metallica.
How about Dave
and they've-
Mustaine doing it twice?
Yeah, did it with Metallica,
Metallica,
and then
and
did
yeah,
Megadeth
Megadeth.
on his own, and
It's
it was just like,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's so crazy.
This is worth saying. Vinnie Paul died today. I think.
Oh, my
Oh, no.
God, dude. It hurt me so bad to hear that. I got the text, and I was like, this crushes any possibility of any kind of reunion for Pantera,
Yeah.
which they
We
were.
lost-
There's always been that kind of
Well, they
rumor.
were the two main people. Would
well,
you argue?
Right.
I know we
no,
have,
Vinnie
we
Paul
have-
was. Yeah, Vinnie Paul was
I
definitely
know
like.
we have Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown, right?
Right,
but-
and then what they were gonna. Everybody talked about, speculated that they would get Zach Wilde to play.
That would be awesome.
It would be.
That would
but-
actually work.
But man, would they do it? It's one of those things. I don't know if they would ever.
But see,
have
the
the
good
interest
thing
in
about
doing
if
it.
Zach did that, everyone would know it was out of place of 100% respect.
Oh, absolutely. That's
and
why
love
he's
and
the
honor.
guy. That's why he's the guy. It's not just
Yeah.
going to put somebody in there who could play the part. It has to be somebody who knew him and
Yeah.
would
Weren't
do
they-
it all
they were
justice.
Really good buddies,
They were
right?
really good friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
those two were like brothers. I think they just got real close
And a
when they
lot
did all the
of
tours together.
his Black Label stuff came out of that death, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot. but
there's
at least
definitely some
of them.
songs written about him. Yeah,
Good songs. River in this river. I think
yeah,
is
it's
the
a
main
great
one.
song,
Yep.
dude. Heartbreaker.
Yep, that's a good one. So that happened.
Yep.
That's not.
Yeah, that's
Not
terrible. I mean, I've seen a lot of cool things. People saying like, "Well, now he's in heaven with his brother. They can jam again." That's cool. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah. Product spotlight.
Product Spotlight.
Okay, X32. Let's talk
X32 's
about it. I
good.
think the reason I didn't pick it last week is
On the
because
fly.
you had picked a board.
Right.
And I didn't want to
Two in
also
a row.
pick a board,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But
hey, mixing boards are something that all bands should like know about. You
yeah,
know, like
and this is the one everyone should get, I think, and I think you would agree. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is because we both just started using.
Yes.
I've used it for a while, but you just started using it,
Dude.
so
Modern
you can offer some.
technology.
it's
you can
so
offer
amazing,
some,
dude.
Tell me from someone who's new to it, just kind of
Well,
learning how awesome it is and everything you can do with it. Tell me how that actually works.
I love the fact that it's got motorized faders where you pull up those settings and you can still see everything move, you know, where it's all at.
Mhm.
Whereas like the Zoom board that we talked about on the first product spotlight doesn't. It has LEDs that light up, but
Okay.
where the faders are is not necessarily where the
So you
level
have to
is.
reset them,
So you have
or
to,
if you bump it and it's way down,
you
from
have
where
to
it was,
bring
it'll-
it back to where
I
it was
gotcha.
saved, and then you can adjust it. So
I got you.
and so it's frustrating sometimes if you forget about it and you just grab the fader and you want to move it or whatever. So that is an awesome thing, you know, for a digital board to have motorized faders that
Motorized faders, but also memory. So what happens
Yes.
is I save a scene for my project that I'm working on, and then Matt saves a scene for his project,
Yeah.
and we can seamlessly
have
switch.
totally
like,
different
Matt can
setups
come
in
in and
seconds.
the faders can be all different places, and
Yeah.
he can just hit recall, and it's back to normal.
yeah, it's amazing.
So
And it works flawlessly. I haven't had one problem with it. The
It's a
EQ
solid board.
feature is amazing on it. I love
yeah, you
the-
discovered some stuff I didn't even know about.
Dude,
on
did
that.
you see that? Did you ever go back and look at that? Because I want
I
to show
didn't,
you.
but you showed me.
Yeah. So that's
See,
a killer
what it does
feature.
is it
It
lets you see the-
records your EQ over
history of
time,
it?
right? Like
Okay.
it's like just basically printing it out for you, so you can see where like your
all the
spikes
different
were,
changes.
and it does it by color.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
you see like the
Saves
spikes.
your settings.
Well, it shows your EQ in a live fashion and it records it down, and so you can see where like your highs, like what your highs did over time, what
Right.
your lows did, what your medium. So it's
So you
just
can
like
see where problem frequencies
right,
are. Like something's
exactly,
humming.
Right, don't go
exactly.
here.
Where it's humming,
You
yeah.
can see it, right, or clipping if anything's clipping at a certain.
And we're
frequency.
running ears on this board, which is nice.
Yep. So
Cool.
it does
If
everything.
anybody is thinking about running in your monitors, email us because I have an extremely cost-effective solution. Like any good thing, there is a catch. You're wired, you're
Right.
not wireless.
right.
But I can set you up with in-ears for about what did I spend? Less than $300. It's
Nice.
closer. I think it was actually like two. It's like
Nice.
$200.
That's sweet. But yeah, you're
Um,
wired in.
It's
you're not,
wired,
but
which is fine for
it's for
most things. The
practice,
only
yeah.
problem that might have or the only position that might have a problem with would be the lead singer.
right.
Drummers actually are wired most of the time.
Right. But the singer being
Yeah.
walking around and,
and
moving
most
around.
of the time, I'm not going to be moving a ton in like cover gigs. and
I
stuff,
have a
so wired's
question.
fine.
Drum module. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, have we talked
I
about
think
that
we did a little
Yamaha?
bit, yeah.
That was before we had product spotlight, but I think we
Yeah,
did.
we should bring it
did-
back next
Is
time.
there, is there any pros and cons that you know of or have heard of yet?
As far as,
'Cause
like,
I want to
trig-
invest in one,
Triggering
but
for live use, or are you talking
That's
about
exactly
like,
what he's talking
for
about.
multiple use. For what's the best thing to have?
Yeah, you got to run through a PA first of all. So if you're doing this at your
I'll
house,
do that.
you have to have a PA. You know what I mean? That's the only
That's
way
the
that
best
works.
way to practice anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need it to practice. Like the triggering things for playing gigs, like so you can get out in the PA and they can, like you don't have to be projecting, I guess, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
you
you
can
don't
have really, really good sounds with really crappy drums at that point.
yeah, and they can add reverb. They can add all
And it
kinds
also
of stuff
doesn't
to it.
matter what your tuning is or any of that
Right,
stuff,
right,
so.
exactly. So it's a really cool thing. Then that Yamaha little module that clamps right under your bass drum. That's
Mhm.
what I was
They're
showing
coming out
Mark.
with some
We've
cool
talked about
things.
that.
There was one I saw a while ago that you kind of can set up and tear down really quick. I don't remember what it was called. There was another one that you mount on like the inside of your drums, and it takes some like real time setting it up. But once
Yeah.
it's there, it's there. That was a cool one. I wish I knew any of the names of these.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
you
out
know.
of, out of that world at this point. But,
Yeah, but that EAD 10 Yamaha thing was a really cool thing that I saw those. I don't know, would it come out in January or something like that, or somewhere around in there,
recently,
December maybe. But that's a cool thing.
Yep.
I'm seeing more of that around. I see people talking about it and shit. So that's cool.
For sure.
I thought it was neat the first time I saw it. So simple because that's the biggest thing about triggering is all the setting up. You know,
Yeah,
it's a lot of setup work.
absolutely.
While we're talking, can we talk about the name and the channel and how to get to
Absolutely.
this?
So you want to know how you can listen to this later?
Right.
musicianstalkshow.com is the website where everything is at.
Yep.
That'll give
That's
you
pretty
links
much it.
to everything, any way you can listen to this podcast. YouTube is a quick and easy search, and Apple Music. So
Or Apple Podcasts.
Apple
I
Podcasts,
don't
right?
think music wouldn't find
Wouldn't
I
bring
don't
it up,
think,
yeah, because I think they separate.
One of my favorite things about podcasting is you can be long form,
yeah,
so you can really dig into stuff,
And it can be real.
and there's no real censorship. So
right, yeah, definitely.
think
you don't
about
have
how many
to-
times you hear a radio interview with someone promoting a concert that night, and it's like, "Hey man, what's your favorite song?" "Oh, my favorite song is this." "Cool, check out the show tonight." It's like, well, I don't learn anything from that. Like,
Right.
so we sit down with people and talk to them for an hour, and they really
Right.
open up about stuff, and they're free to say whatever they want, however they want. There's no one telling them like, oh, we can't do that FCC regulations. Like
Yeah.
none of that stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm not going to talk in this voice for the whole show. Like that's not going to happen. Like,
and yeah, exactly. We're gonna
So-
talk. We're gonna have a real conversation,
yeah,
and people.
it's real.
And when people listen to it, Darth Vader over there. When people listen to it, I feel like and I listen to podcasts. This is how I feel.
Same.
When I listen to them, I feel like I'm part of the conversation. I'm just listening along. You know,
It's fly on the wall is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
But I wanted to start a podcast because I liked podcasts.
Yes,
so it
me
always
too.
came from
Me
that.
too.
It always
Me
came
too.
from like, oh, I love listening to these. I learned so much. I feel like I could contribute.
Exactly.
Or not even really me, but I can find people that can
Yeah.
contribute and
Yeah.
get them to do so.
Yeah, anybody who
So-
wants is getting into podcast, you have to check out Joe Rogan's podcast. That's the one that got me into
Yeah, for
podcasting.
sure.
Like
Mine was probably the Tim Ferriss show.
okay. Yeah, he's great too. Dan loves him. Talks about him nonstop.
Tim Ferriss
I've seen
is
a
the
few
bomb.
of his.
And then I
podcasts.
found
Great.
Bill Burr's podcast pretty soon after, and that's my number one.
Yeah,
I
he's awesome.
haven't missed an episode since like
Your
December
Mom's House.
2016. That's an okay one.
I like
They-
your mom's
They go
house.
off the rails too much for me sometimes.
Yeah, but they'll have on like Dr. Drew. That was funny, dude. Like, cause he.
I love Tom Segura. The
Yeah.
podcast is okay.
Yeah.
Some of them are good.
They're good. They're good. I like Christina P too. So it's like a
she's
different
good. Her
type
stand-up
of
was funny.
format. Yeah.
We're way off the rails. Let's talk
Alright.
about your album review.
It's time for an album review.
Yeah. Should we say what it is now, or you wanna?
Let's say it,
Okay. So we
Say
got Highly Suspect, Mr. Asylum.
Mr. Asylum.
I found this band like a year ago, I think it was.
and we had this playing while we set up.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, dude, I
I
really
like it
like
a lot.
I like how simple it is.
This album came out a while ago, though, right?
Bluesy, yeah, 2015, I
2015,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. So and then they just came out with another one like last
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
But this one is the one we're talking about is the first record they came out with, and man, it's cool. Just real. I've seen the band live since I found them and stuff like that, and just a real.
Did it hold up? Did it hold up pretty good?
Dude, it's great.
Some bands fall apart live.
And
Some
it's
of them are really
and it's
good.
kind of improvised, man. It's kind of like he's not playing exactly what's on the record. It's very like loose, but it's there. I mean, it's right on. But he's playing blues, so you know it's very improvised. Like his
Yeah.
guitar style is blues, I would say, but it's a very rock and punk feeling writing songs. You know, the songwriting is that, but his guitar style is bluesy. That's how I connect to it immediately because you know, Mark, you know me, play the blues essentially on the guitar.
You do everything on the guitar.
Wow. So that when I saw them live, dude, I just got. Oh, and check this out. You want to hear a crazy story?
Nope.
When I saw him live, his brother, this lead singer's brother, was in the crowd. He mentioned that like early in the show. He goes, "I just want to let you know my brother's here or whatever," and like this is for him or something like that, right? And then later on, he calls out. He's got a song called "Mom," and that's a really tough one because that song is about how his mom abandoned him when he was a kid, and like he basically says he never known love. That's the chorus, right? Well, his brother's there, same mom, and he says right before he starts his song, he says, "So just shout out to my brother. He knows this. He knows my mom just as well as I do, or whatever." He like goes out. He goes. He knows what a bitch she is, or whatever. And he like, dude, it was kind of like hardcore, like
Yeah.
And or he said like he had the same shitty mom as me, or something like that. And then they got real excited. His brother was standing right in front of me, and him and all his buddies were all together. He's in the Marines. His brother is. So all his Marine buddies were off on leave, and they went to the show. And they turns out after he said that and got this song started, they were standing right in front of me. I was like, "Oh, here's his brother right here," and they were really cool guys. Like,
That's awesome.
They were really respectful, like hanging out and having a good time at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I hate when people are just pieces of shit at shows.
Yeah.
And they all come out.
exactly,
They all come out.
and especially like people who aren't used to going to shows. And I'm
Yeah.
not like if you're new to going to shows, don't go act like an asshole. Like
Yeah.
you know, you should know what's going on first.
Yeah. Get a lay of the land.
Yeah. Right.
Then being an asshole.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
there you go. Then let your asshole shine. All right.
But anyways, this album kicks ass, man. Like all the way through. One of
Do
those
you have a
albums.
favorite song? The most famous one is Lydia.
Yeah, I like Blood Feather. I think that's a really good one. And I like Vanity.
Okay.
Vanity. I read an article where he talks about how he wrote that about losing his best friend, who was the drummer in the band. I guess he quit at some point, and he wrote this song to get him to get back in the band. Like it's a sorry kind of thing, you know what I mean? And it's also like a recognition of like two people trying to do something or whatever, and how hard that is to do. It's kind of like it's all that, you know what I mean? It's explaining, and yeah, they're together still. So the drummer and bass player are twins,
Oh, nice.
twin brothers, and then it's a 3-piece. So it's just Johnny and the two twins.
Good foundation.
Right.
Johnny
it's-
and the Twins should be the band name. For
well,
sure.
Highly Suspect's a cool ass name. I like it.
Gemini.
I like Highly Suspect.
I like Johnny and the Twins.
Johnny and the Twins is funny.
Yeah, Johnny
Those
and the Geminis
and
are
all
good.
those guys. Respect to all those guys. They are killer musicians.
Yeah,
Killer.
for sure.
And
It's a great album.
the bass player makes guitars.
Nice.
He's a guitar
Let me give him a
maker.
call.
Yeah, totally. He made several of their guitars. I follow him on Instagram, so they're always posting the guitars he's building and whatnot. And
Cool.
they ride BMX and stuff like that. So
Nice.
check out that album, guys. It's
Yeah, for
new
sure.
music and it's killer.
Well, my solo of the week this
Yeah.
week was my pick. It's not really a solo; it's a riff.
Solo of the week.
You're breaking the code.
breaking the mold. Yeah, it's a
your
cool
own-
riff though.
It's gonna become a solo now.
let me play it,
'Kay.
and then we'll say who and what and all that stuff. Hey, what's up, guys? Dallas here. You know what time it is. YouTube won't let us play the solo of the week here, so if you want to check it out, feel free to subscribe to us on iTunes or just search it on your own. Let's get back to the show.
Cool. It is
Yeah.
kind of solo though. You know, it's like it's a
kinda,
breakaway.
It's kind of riffy. Yeah. Well, okay. So that's Maroon 5 Through With You off their first album, Songs About Jane. I liked it. I was listening to Shuffle on my iPod. It was an iPod at the time I listened to this. And me and my buddy were in the car, and we were just talking, not really paying attention to what was on. And then that riff came on, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I turned it up. I was like, this is a sick riff.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm always game for good riff.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that about me if you know anything about me.
Absolutely.
Always game for good riff. This riff is cool. It uses a lot of really interesting tones.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't checked out Maroon 5 enough or paid attention
They
to their
have
stuff
a lot
enough,
of cool stuff.
they use a
yeah.
lot of really interesting chords, and diminished chords are all over their stuff. It's like, what? How do
Yeah.
you get famous playing diminished chords? They did it.
And they did it.
Yeah, they did it.
You gotta sing like Adam Levine. That's
yeah,
how.
there you go. You just gotta have Adam Levine and you win. So anyway, really cool riff.
How
Just really
about?
groovy.
Did I hear piano in that? It's like
I
following
think he
that.
doubles it with a low piano.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I heard in there. That's pretty cool. That's neat.
But you hear low piano, bass, and guitar all playing that same.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And half steps.
Yeah,
all
just
that
thickens
cool
it up,
stuff.
man. What a
Yeah.
thick riff, you know, like to make it
Cool drums
big.
with that fill in the middle.
Yeah.
So much cool stuff.
Totally.
So much cool stuff.
Right on.
You don't even need drums. Just he can do
This
that
guy
while
right
he's
here.
playing his guitar.
That's so funny.
Back,
I sing drums all the time,
Yeah,
and people that
that's cool.
aren't around me aren't used to it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I'll just go doom ba da ba
But you do it well. I could get
and then
used
like
to it.
someone will start laughing.
I
and I'll
wouldn't
be like,
sweat
oh,
as
what did I
much
do?
having him around.
What do you want me to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some funny videos of me in the studio. Oh, that would have been like 2010 or 11, and Daniel Kyer's in the booth recording the drums,
Right.
and I'm in the control room miming them because he didn't know the songs that well. So the videos of me going like, yeah, like this, yeah, like throwing my hands around, and
Totally.
everybody's like,
You could
dying.
give
But-
drum lessons.
But Daniel Kyer like left, or no, I left at one point.
Okay, and then couldn't
I'm,
do it.
I'm like getting a water or something, and Daniel's in the other room like, get Dallas back in here. He needed me to like,
sometime, man.
like,
Sometimes
mime
it's
it
like
for
that. Yeah.
yeah, he did that. He played the drums on the second Marry Me Joanna EP. Marry Me Joanna, another band name that I like. That I can
Yeah, it's a good one.
great pop punk band. But he played the drums on the second EP we did, and he agreed to do it like 2 weeks before the session.
These headset mics are cool for doing this though, right? Setup wise.
Oh yeah, we're using some new Yamaha mics. You used
I
them last
used them
time.
one time, yeah.
Yeah.
But
We're in the studio. We use the 7s, but on the road, this is nice. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up here?
no, man. Like,
Why do we
Gonna
have
go
to
see
have any
Charity Case
closing
tonight.
thoughts? I don't
You
want to
don't.
wrap up.
I'd like to ask. Though.
I'm too much fun.
we're going to see Charity Case tonight, dude. We're
Oh,
gonna do
nice.
their covers, and
Very nice.
Eddie Z's Vault Dwellers is doing their opening for it. So that
Cool.
all that new music he just got
I'm
done
starring
recording.
in it.
You'll have to let me know how all that goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's right across the street from my house, so I'm walking.
Nice.
Yeah, over
There
there
you
at the
go.
underground.
Oh, underground. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Cool.
fun, man. These guys
Sweet.
are gonna go. They're gonna go to dinner, and then they're gonna come back, and we're gonna party.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be fun.
We're gonna rehearse
Yes.
like men.
So you're gonna
I want
party.
to say thank you for including me
Yeah,
in
Mark, thanks,
today's
Mark.
venture.
Thanks for being on, dude. This is fun.
This is awesome.
Awesome.
Open
Good times.
doors and windows for my life. New
Windows.
thing to look
Open all
into.
sorts of
I
windows.
kind of wish this room had a window.
I kind of wish it had some AC.
Yeah, it does have a little.
We don't need AC. Everybody in here is really cool.
Oh, that's a
Boom.
corny joke.
Mark with the puns.
I like it. I like it.
Marky puns. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Thank you.
Hey guys! First of all, thank you so much for listening. If you could please take a quick moment to subscribe on iTunes and leave a rating and review. Your feedback seriously is really important and it helps us keep the show alive.
Check out musicianstalkshow.com to sign up for our mailing list. If you do, we're going to send you our main theme song and a few other surprises. Plus, you'll always be the first to know what episodes are coming up.
If you want to help support the show so we can keep putting out the highest quality content possible, please follow the Support the Show link at our website and consider donating to our Patreon page.
Lastly, if you have an idea for a guest or a question you want to discuss, contact us through any of the contact forms on our website, and we'll do everything we can to make it happen.
Whew, all right. That was a lot, but we got through it. Thanks again, guys, and we will see you soon.